Paying your bills online can provide a really good benefit, avoiding those late fees, making sure you save money, reducing the paper bills, and of course, the security aspect. But what about putting all of your bills on autopay? Now, as a financial counselor, this is something that I've seen go astray a few times now, and I wanted to do a video about it so you have some understanding. So when it comes to autopay, it is automatically paying your bills. That could be through a debit card, it could be through a credit card, it could be through your account, withdrawing money from your bank or your credit card at a set amount of time at a set expense. However, there are a lot of times that is not at a set expense. They're trying to make it and really designing to simplify your life, making bills easier. Now, for a lot of people, it makes sense. When you have a set bill that is going to be paid every single month, there can be a lot of factors deciding what bills to pay or what bills to pay on auto and which ones not to. Starting to use automatic payment, again, is something that you can be very confident that your bills are going to be paid in full, that you're going to have it really paid on time, not affecting your credit score, making sure that it's done. But the thing that we're seeing right now is if you aren't confident about paying your bills in full, avoid the auto pay feature. In particular, there are a few bills that you absolutely do not want to put on auto pay, and these are bills that I have seen burn a lot of different people. Now, the first one is annual subscriptions. When you look at magazines, when you look at monthly streaming services, when you look at a lot of different things, annual subscriptions will bite you. I've seen it with Costco. I've seen it with Sam's Clubs and BJ's. I've seen it with streaming services. I've seen it myself with Streamlabs. When you have an annual fee, you might forget about it and you might forget that it is only coming out once a year. This also means that if a card is compromised, if your account does change, chances are that it could be a product or service that you no longer need that is going to be automatically reinstated or automatically renewed every 12 months. Now, they have found through CNR research, 42% of consumers have paid bills on an annual subscription basis that they no longer use. You might try something out. You might sign up for the annual subscription, use it for a month or two, and then you just kind of forget it. It doesn't matter. It's already paid for. People are spending an average of $133 or 2.5 times they thought of what they were paying for these annual subscriptions. So it is becoming a lot. When we start looking at the automation, when we start looking at subscription services, people are paying over $200 a month for subscription services. And that is just on average. When you think about that, it's kind of crazy. When we start thinking of your spending habits, where your money is going, knowing exactly where every single dollar is being used, this is an excessive contribution or excessive bill that you might not be using. Number two is utility bills. This is another one that we've seen. Now, when it comes to utility bills, when it comes to your water bill, when it comes to your electricity, when it comes to your gas, utility rates and utilities can fluctuate, meaning you might have a day or a month where your bill is $120. You might have a really hot summer and now your electric bill is up to $250 because you've been pumping and running that AC. If you have it set up on automatic payments, a lot of people do not realize that now $250, $300 is coming out of their account, not the $100 that they're used to for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months when it was colder somewhere in Michigan. Now, when we start thinking about spikes in electricity and gas usage, or if there's even billing errors, if there is something that is increased, so if the price of, let's say, electricity went up, you might not even know it. You might have an annual bill that is real and much higher than you expected. A lot of people will set up the bill, really set it and forget it, regardless of what they're paying for. Now, in addition, a lot of companies will put on additional products and services that you have. When I looked at my gas bill, we were paying $45 a month for kind of like a maintenance plan that I didn't even realize it was set up on automatic payments. Definitely canceled that after I found out exactly what it was good for, and that they capped the ability to replace appliances. And that's essentially what it was. I don't even know when or how we got signed up for it, but avoiding to pay that bill would have made me look at it every single month and consciously pay it. Third one we look at is broadband and internet. This is another one that when there's a set monthly bill, it can change. That is where it is not regulated by the government. Companies are free to increase the price. We also see this with a lot of subscription services. We've seen it with Disney. We've seen it with Hulu. We've seen it with Netflix. We have seen them go up $2 here, $3 there, $5 there. If you're set up on the automatic plans, it is just going to continue. If your phone bill increases, if your wireless bill increases, chances are you're not even going to realize it till you break it down and see exactly where your money is going. I know for me, for Xfinity, it seems like every 2 or 3 years, the price gets jacked up super high. I got to call them, negotiate a lower price, or you sign up for promotional pricing, then the promotion ends and you don't realize that you are already signed up for the new billing and the billing is going to be a lot higher. This is true with credit card bills. Now, credit card bills, a little bit on the other side of it, credit card bills are very challenging with autopay because your minimum payment is going to fluctuate on the balance you have on the card. This means you might not have enough money in your account if you've charged more money to your card. In addition, this only covers the minimum. For a majority of people, only paying that minimum means it's going to be 19 years before that card is paid off in its entirety. It is really about debt management, getting rid of the high credit card balances, getting rid of the high interest rate credit cards. This is something that you should definitely know what is going on your credit card, knowing and defining what a credit card is used for, and knowing exactly how you're going to pay that card off every single month. Because if you're carrying it, it is the most expensive bill that you're going to get, which is the same with auto insurance premiums. When we look at these due in different intervals, I pay it once a year for my auto insurance. It makes it a really hefty bill. When you start breaking it out month to month, it can make a big difference if your balance is low in your account and you have, let's say, a $1,200 charge come through for your auto insurance premiums. Because you pay them every year, you could overdraw it, you could get hit with additional fees in there. And also knowing what you're paying. This is the reason why I do not put things like auto insurance on premium. In Michigan, it is super volatile and it does change a lot of times. Data shows that drivers that have a policy more than 2 years old, shopping around can find something cheaper, which could be a lot better than just auto renewing, is going to look and making sure that you're getting the most for what you're paying for. Any place that you can save a couple $100. And for me, I was with USAA for a number of years, actually moved about 2 years ago to AAA, which I look at it every single year, what the insurance premiums are. I comparison shop. I have a broker that does that for me. But when we went to USAA for not only the auto loan or the auto insurance, but also the homeowner's insurance, I saved $1,600 a year, which gives me the ability to invest that money that I'm no longer paying for identical auto insurance premiums, which is kind of crazy. And the final one I want to leave you guys with is memberships like gym memberships. When you start looking at big box stores, when you look at gym memberships, even when you look at so many different things, including zoo memberships, looking at car wash memberships, looking at so many memberships come with an auto renewal, and they only sign up for the membership if you get the auto renewal. And most of them are on a yearly basis. And even if you don't use the gym membership, which a lot of people do not, you are still paying for it on a monthly basis. Again, if you have a family membership, it's a lot more expensive. And also, again, understanding exactly where your money is going. So when it comes to autopay, what are some very common tricks? Number one, use a credit card. As much as I do not like credit cards, I use credit cards instead of debit cards. I do not want people to have access to my bank account. I do not want people to be able to debit different amounts from my bank account itself. I would rather have it go on a credit card. If there's something I have to dispute, if there's something I have to get refunded, my actual money in my checking account is not tied up for the meantime, meaning it makes a big difference. Now, a lot of people do this and I am guilty of it, but I've gotten a lot better. Make sure you're reviewing your monthly statements when your auto payments are coming out. Make sure they're coming out, one, on time, two, they're coming out for the exact amount. Now, when we start looking at our budgeting on a monthly basis, make sure you look to see if there's any discrepancy, if there's any fraudulent charges, because you only do have a 60-day window to dispute those charges, which makes a really big difference. Now, you can also do reminders. This is something my wife is very phenomenal about. She will set up automatic pay dates. She will set reminders on when to cancel things, making sure, again, the funds are in there, making sure she doesn't overdraw the account. And of course, if you're not set up on autopay, make sure you are paying those bills on time. If it is not coming out automatically, you want to make sure and ensure that you're not going to have any missed payments. You're not going to have late payments. You're not going to have additional fees. Scheduling a block of time and really making it part of your routine will make a really big difference. So, all right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.